Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're reviewing the new GMC Canyon AT4. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the National GMC here in American Fork, Utah for giving me some time with this Canyon. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions, just ask for David. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Powering this is a turbocharged 2.7 liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy 17 around town and then 21 on the highway, with power outputs being 310 horsepower and then 430 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Now, starting with the hood, it's actually raised in the center, but then there's that little crease in the very center, which is interesting, but it looks cool. Now, I've got these cool daytime running lights here with the Canyon, then you guys can see the headlights down below. And then we've got the new grille here with the GMC logo, AT4 there off to the side. We've got fog lights here at the bottom, and at the very bottom, you guys can see we've got the red tow hooks. And putting it all together, I'm a huge fan of the styling here on the new Canyon. Camera on the side here, our tire and wheel setup is 265, 65, 18 in the front and over in the rear. And then you guys can see with the wheels, you've got the silver there on the top and then metallic gray below that. And those are nice all-terrain tires. Got these nice chunky fender flares, and the fenders themselves are also pretty wide. AT4 badge here on the side, and then notice the mirror cap blacked out. The window trim also blacked out as well. And then here's your full side profile with the AT4. The overall proportions with the bed size, the cab size, everything, I think it looks really sharp. So here's our key fob. We have our unlock function or lock function, remote start, and then we got the GMC logo there on the back. And popping into the rear, notice that the tailgate is dampened, so it does slow lower down. We're going to speed that up a little bit. We've got a ruler here in the back, and we have our cool little chest here is what I will call it. Basically, it's got a drain there, so you could put ice and everything inside. And pretty easy with the overall functionality right there. Now, as for the rest of the bed, pretty decent with the size, pretty typical for a mid-sized pickup truck. We also do have a power outlet here in the bed as well. And of course, when you're all done, just plop that into place. Got our GMC Canyon badge here. Look at the taillights here, AT4 down below, and then we got the bumper, steps, and then parking sensors. So wrapping things up, let me know what you guys think about the style, but I think that GMC did a really good job on this. And now taking a look at the door panel here in the rear, you guys can see the stitching that goes across, and then look at this here. Love the look. And then taking a look at the seats, again, got the two-tone with the coloration. Looks really good. I love the piping too. Now, just like most mid-sized trucks, it is a little bit more cramped in the back, but I think this is fine when it comes to space for the segment. Got a little storage pocket, got some cup holders here. You've got some vents down below with some USB action, and we even have a cup holder armrest, and we've got a manual window there. And then last but not least, headroom's pretty good. Now, taking a look at the front door panel here, you guys can see the trim there at the top. That's really cool. And then all of the padding here. We've got all of our window controls. Driver window is automatic. Mirror adjustments, memory seats, and then you can see we've got blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. And so here's our payload sticker, 1,465 pounds, and then towing capacity is about 7,700 pounds. And then the front seats look just as nice as the rear. You got your little AT4 logo right there, and then you can see perforated in the center portion. Got your power adjustments here on the side. Trailer brake control integrated right there. Now, taking a look at the steering wheel, really nice material use all around. I do like the contrasted stitching there in the center portion. And then you got radio controls on the back. We've got our regular practical controls in the front, like the steering wheel button. Some controls here for the center. You've got cruise control as well. And then your regular stock there on the back. So here is the center gauge cluster. It's a full digital gauge cluster. I think it looks pretty cool. Sorry, the camera's kind of freaking out a little bit. But you can change the view. So what this actually shows, I think it's pretty cool that there's a couple different more than a couple, but a few different options. But let me know which gauge cluster view you like the most. Now, in reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. This is a full 360 camera system, by the way, so you can see it of literally every single angle with the truck, and the resolution is also really good. Now, I've got an analog volume control here on the side. We've got a shortcut bar here with the infotainment system, so pretty simple with that. Response time with the screen itself is actually really good. Now, there are certain things that are controlled here in the screen, like the lights. You guys probably saw that from earlier. just the thing that automakers are doing nowadays. And you have the vehicle tab that's kind of like a shortcut to that as well. And then you can see at the bottom here, we've got our dual zone climate controls, heated and ventilated seat controls as well. I'm glad that we've got physical buttons for these. Ooh, Bose sound system. And the dash here actually has a really nice look to it. And then I love this trim. I don't know if it's going to pop up on the camera very well. Got the AT4 badge there inside of it. And then, yeah, really nice padding there on the dash. And then you guys can see here with the vents, this is to roll down all the windows at once, your auto stop, start, hazard lights, lane departure, and then for your auxiliary items, or item rather, right? And then you got wireless phone charging pad here, some USB action. Shifter for that 8-speed automatic transmission, and then we've got a drive mode select / drive line select. So you guys can see the different drive lines here. We've got 4-wheel auto, 4-wheel high, 4-wheel low, 2-wheel high. We'll go over the drive modes in just a moment. Parking brake, got some more cup holder action, and then you guys can see the center console. Pretty normal for a mid-size pickup truck. I do like the stitching and padding though. And then with the glove box, yeah, solid. Now the drive modes pop up here in the center with this cool depiction for all the different modes. So you can see we've got a couple off-road modes. You got tow haul mode, all that. Basically your off-road modes for higher speed off-roading. The terrain mode is for rock crawling with it. And then up top we got some controls here for the sunroof. Now taking a look at the window sticker, you guys can see 2023 Canyon. Base MSRP is $43,900. After all options, this one stickers for $51,770. Let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off here in the Canyon. Here's your visibility of the hood, and hopefully you can now see the heads-up display. Both of the mirrors, then throughout the rest of the rear, and, well, Canyon away. So I've actually already driven the AT4. For those of you that are subscribed to the channel, you remember that I had that review video that I had to make private for a while, but now that's live. But I figured that another review would be great because the first review was filmed prior to the announcement of the new Ford Ranger in the US and with the new Toyota Tacoma. And so I want to talk about those two trucks at the end of this review now that we have more information on both of them and kind of compare that to this Canyon, because man, the mid-size pickup truck market, it's getting hot. But anyways, first off, seat comfort is really good. I think these are probably some of the most comfortable seats in a GM truck outside of like a Denali Ultimate, for example. But yeah, they're really good with that. Good torque. Transmission's snappy. Push that in. I want a different gauge cluster view. Yeah, that one looks cooler. So yeah, really good torque right off the bat. That's what I'm noticing. Seat comfort's good. Turn-in's good. Oh yeah. Yeah, this thing's quick. This thing's quick. This engine isn't, you know, too crazy in the half-ton truck, but I mean, putting this engine in a mid-size pickup truck, and man, it does wonders. 430 pound-feet of torque in a mid-size pickup truck. Who would have ever thought, right? Crazy world that we live in. Suspension's really good. What I've been telling people with the new Canyon in Colorado is they kind of feel like full-size pickup trucks with the ride quality. That's so good. Like, they're really comfortable. It's definitely got more of a luxury experience, and I think that's what is going to be the thing with the Canyon and the Colorado in the mid-size pickup truck market, is the people that want more of a luxury experience are going to go for these two trucks. So, summing things up, I'm still a huge fan of the new Canyon with the release of the new Ford Ranger and Tacoma. Let's start with Ranger. So Ranger, as the base powertrain, is still gonna have a 4-cylinder that has way less horsepower and less torque than this engine. The big thing is less torque. So the base powertrain with the Ranger doesn't really excite me. Now, Ford has stated that they're gonna have a V6 turbo available not on just the Ranger Raptor, but on the regular Ranger down the road. That's more exciting, but with Ford's, let's just say delays they've had, who knows when that's actually gonna come out. So that engine sounds great, but until it actually exists, I don't really care about it. Now, Toyota with the new Tacoma. The new Tacoma is pretty crazy because it's got a turbocharged 2.4 liter 4-cylinder hybrid available that has like 460 pound-feet of torque, 465 pound-feet of torque. That's crazy. My one thought on that is, and you know, I'll talk about some stuff on this too, is it's super complex. Hybrid turbocharged 4-cylinder. Like, there's a lot happening. That's a lot of power to be pushing into a 4-cylinder. Now, obviously, this turbocharged and has cylinder deactivation. So, like, yeah, there's some things to be said about this, you know, just like there's some things to be said about the Tacoma. But here's kind of my thoughts on, you know, what I've seen with new product from both the manufacturers. GM's going to give you more of a luxury experience, nicer interior, and GM's modern build quality has actually been pretty solid for the most part, is from what I've noticed with the vehicles I reviewed. So, nicer interior, really good ride quality, more of a luxury vehicle. The Toyota, right, even though it has more power and everything, is going to kind of be more of, you know, what Toyota does, utilitarian. So the interior materials aren't going to be as nice. It's not going to be as comfortable. Again, I haven't driven the new Tacoma, so like I am talking out of my you-know-what a little bit. But based on, you know, my driving experience with the new, you know, Sequoia and the new Tundra that are, you know, same platform and everything. So that's kind of my thoughts. Let me know which one excites you the most now, the midsize pickup truck. Do you like the Canyon the most, the Colorado, the Ranger, the Tacoma? Like, which one would you go for? For me personally, I think it just depends on what I'd use the truck for. If I was going to do all-out off-roading, it'd be a tough choice between the Ranger Raptor, the AT4X, and the new TRD Pro. Definitely a tough choice there. But for daily driving, I really like this new AT4 because it does everything really well.